The Toyota RAV4 dominates the mid-sized SUV segment, but does MG have a better answer? The HS undercuts it on price and offers a plug-in hybrid that can travel on electricity alone. The question is whether cheap means compromise. Let's delve deeper. MG may be known for its quaint sports cars, but these days it is pumping out value-packed SUVs, and this car is at the forefront. It's the HS, a mid-sized SUV, and it packs plenty in, including the option of a plug-in hybrid system that allows it to drive as a pure EV. The HS has the Toyota RAV4 squarely in its crosshairs, not to mention the swag of other mid-sized SUVs, but it has one enormous tempter in its favour, and that is a price tag that is more akin to what you'd find in a small SUV. So prices kick off at less than 35 grand drive away. Then you can get the Excite model, which is also available as a hybrid, a regular hybrid, for around about $6,000 more. Now, by the time you get up to the plug-in hybrid, that's closer to 50 grand, but even so, it's pretty sharply priced against Japanese rivals. Some MGs have skimped on safety, but not the HS. It gets a 5-star safety rating courtesy of 7 airbags and active safety systems like auto braking, blind spot warning, driver monitoring, and front and rear cross traffic alert. All but the base model get a 360-degree camera. Now, some of those systems can be a little bit overbearing, especially the overspeed warning, but MG has a terrific feature that allows you to tailor any systems you want to temporarily deactivate. A safety favourites button, if you like. Once you've programmed it, it's one press of a virtual button to get to your list of favourites. The HS is covered by a 7-year warranty, but if you get it serviced at an MG dealer and only use it for personal rather than business use, then that extends to 10 years. The basic engine is a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder turbo. It's hooked up to a 7-speed twin-clutch automatic. It's okay, but it doesn't really stand out. Where it gets more impressive is with the hybrid systems. The regular Hybrid Plus, for example, is a pretty impressive car in terms of its performance that steps things up enormously, in part because it's got bigger battery packs, bigger electric motors than most hybrid systems, so it leans on that electric side of the equation a lot more. It's also pretty good in terms of economy, fuel economy. It doesn't use a whole lot, 5.2 litres 100. You've then got the super hybrid or the plug-in hybrid system. It's again a bigger battery pack, more grunt again, and you can get a claimed 120 kilometres on electricity alone. Whichever one you get though, keep in mind you've got to fill it up with premium unleaded. The HS presents well, and it's got some interesting finishes, including an orange stitching across the dash. You've also got a big digital instrument cluster, and it bleeds into the centre screen as well. So plenty of tech going on and a reasonably user-friendly layout. There's also plenty of gear, especially once you step up to the hybrid models. So you've got things like faux leather trim, electrically adjustable front seats, and once you get to the Essence model, which is what I'm in here, you've got a panoramic sunroof as well. There are some frustrations with the infotainment screen though. Occasionally it can be slow to react, for example, and sometimes you've got to delve into various menus to do basic tasks. You want to adjust the temperature, for example, where you've got to go into the home screen, then pick the temperature display, then adjust that. Or you can program some of the buttons on the steering wheel. Either way, it's not exactly the best way to do it. Some physical controls would be much better. Speaking of which, there is no volume dial. You've either got to toggle it on the steering wheel or drag up another menu on the screen. So again, for such a commonly used feature, it'd be great to have something that's fixed, always there, ready to go. There's the same attention to detail in the back seats, including that orange stitching, so it all works pretty well. You've got decent knee room, plenty of headroom, even with the sunroof here, and I've got plenty of space for my feet underneath the seat. So from a, I guess, functionality perspective, back here, no probs. The boot isn't huge, but it's useful enough at 507 litres, and the split folding seat allows you to build on that. All but the Super Hybrid get a space-saver spare wheel. It misses out because the space it normally consumes was used to house the bigger battery pack.
Let Motor Scout find the best deal on your new car. Select the car you're looking to purchase on our website. From there, Motor Scout will go to work for you, negotiating with all the dealerships in your area. And within hours, you'll receive the best prices and availability on your new car. Ready to get started? Simply visit motorscout.com.au or give us a call.
The HS is in some ways a surprise packet once you get behind the wheel. In regular guise, in its 1.5 litre 4-cylinder turbo guise, it's okay. It's nothing special. It's just another engine. But once you get into the hybrid, it's different altogether, in part because they've really lent on the electric side a lot more. So It's not an EV in the way it drives, but you've got more of that sort of meatiness, that low down pulling power that makes it a really nice thing around town. So it responds well, it performs well, and ultimately when you need the grunt, it does a good job of it. It is so much so that at some times, if you're a bit enthusiastic like that, punching out of just a normal T intersection, there's so much torque going to that inside wheel that it just quickly spins up and has to try and contain it. So that's where the all-wheel drive system would help, or maybe a little bit more finesse in terms of the way the suspension is set up, just to try and control it a little bit better, because again, it's occasionally a little bit slip and slide. Now, I wouldn't say it's bad. In some ways you can drive around it, but it just starts to show that, again, there's not quite that engineering maturity there that you're getting in some of the better mid-sized SUVs. It's very good with a lot of what it does, but it's not perfect. For many people though, the performance, the acceleration, the ease with which it does it all, that's going to be enough for them to tick the box and say, hey, it's doing a good job for me. And on top of that, you've got a pretty frugal drivetrain. So in hybrid guys, for example, in everyday driving, you can use easily less than 6 litres per 100 kilometres. It's also fairly refined and quiet, which makes it relatively comfortable, and it's easy to live with from that perspective. That is helped, incidentally, by the hybrid drivetrain, because, again, you're not having to rev the petrol engine hard. Even when you step on it and call for a fair bit of performance, it tends to lean on the electric side more, so it makes it a bit more relaxed. It is all about value with the HS, especially its hybrid system. It's priced more like a small SUV, and the hybrid is by far the better option. That said, even though a lot of people these days, or most people, do choose the front drive variants, I'd still like to see an all-wheel drive option to at least give people that choice. Not that it's likely to slow the masses gravitating to it on price alone.